they're mocked by, you know, maybe the socialist left or the anarchist left all the time, and the communist left as well, as just being a bunch of LARPers. He's like, people don't realize that Caleb has set up this like very small movement of book salesmen. Like that's what his whole political movement at the end of the day is, an unpaid workforce of people who sell his books.
No, is that more than 40 people
all colors,
taking the
all
pledge of
nationalities,
unity?
all beliefs.
Oh my god, it's so
More than
creepy.
40 people? More than 40 people?
And there's Caleb's books. I told you. There's the book stand. There's the revolution. There's the whole point of this whole thing. Look, everyone. Feast your eyes upon Marxist literature. Breadtube serves imperialism. Good, good. That'll start the revolution, comrades. Let's buy a bunch of Breadtube serves imperialism. All right, everybody. It's time for some Burger King.
Just the most vulgar example. The most vulgar example.
Vulgar.
Of leftism, you know, supporting imperialism, and that is the great Jabba the Vaush.
He's so proud of fat shaming Vaush all the time. He's always like, as if he came up with this joke, and it's just like, it's such a good joke. It's not even a good pun. It's not even a good. You didn't even make a pun. You're just adding Vaush to a character. And then doing a really scuffed impersonation of it.
I love the SL Battalion. I mean,
hey, that is disingenuous for Vaush's many faults. He has spoken out quite aggressively against the Azov Battalion. I believe he even told them directly on Twitter to Roblox themselves. I think he has taken a stance against the Azov Battalion.
We're going to talk about the great Jabba the Vaush. We got two clips of here. I'm sorry to have to do this to you.
Oh, it's like I think he thinks Jabba the Hutt is the character, like that Muppet that goes like, like if you wanted to impersonate like Jabba the Hutt, you might as well be like or something like that. Why are you like it doesn't make any sense.
Show you clips of Vaush. We've got two very short clips here, and this shows you, one, how Vaush thinks, which is probably the most important thing. Two, how Vaush lies and how he's inaccurate. And three,
you've already lied.
You know,
at the start of this.
I mean, this is the guy who's been propped
lied
up
multiple times already.
They've had him on the Hill. You know, Hill Rising. You know, they've had him on there, Rising the Hill. They've had him on that show with Crystal Ball, and now it's Kim Iverson who's on
what
there.
Show? What's it called?
Thank you very much, Gordon Osterhage. You know, this guy, they're trying to make him. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in Congress someday. I mean, that's how serious. This is the level of collective death that the pro-imperialist socialist Jabba Vaush.
Wait, is this going to be the next conspiracy theory? One day Vaush is going to run, maybe, if we're not careful, comrades, if we do not usher in the revolution, Vaush will become president of the United States. He will be the imperial overlord of the country.
Beverly Hills child of rich Hollywood parents who support the Azov Battalion and has a history of strength.
That is like saying that Vaush's parents support the Azov Battalion. I'm sorry, that's slander. I'm pretty sure, because you don't know that, and I guarantee you they probably don't. Why would you say that out loud? What the fuck? His parents who support the Azov Battalion. His parents literally support Nazis.
Comments about child pornography. This is him talking about our conference. Two clips of him. The first one I'm going to show you. This is Vaush. He plays a clip from my speech at the conference that someone audio recorded. Somebody who came to the conference audio recorded it.
Okay.
And he plays the clip of me talking and reacts to it. And I want you to pay
I assume he still writes down the super chats. I think that super chat, all it said was like great work or something, right? So I think there was no question there. So that's why he wasn't like, okay, hold on. I'm writing it down. Okay. All right.
Close attention to how this goes, right? MLK Memorial made in China. I don't know anything about that.
Oh, he does write them down, but he types them. He types them out. He's learning. he's becoming more advanced. I love that. Oh, that's so good.
All right, write it down. This is the first clip, and I want you to see here.
Wait till he gets to his final form.
How Vaush thinks, because this is very telling. This is Vaush reacting to a clip from my opening remarks at the conference.
This here, man. Oh, do we have a?
He can change the screen and
Here we go. We have
he's becoming
Burger
a more
King
advanced
himself, with
streamer.
just some audio, I suppose.
Oh, he's probably. I mean, I guess this is probably becoming his full-time career. So that's why he's leveling up. Because he's not working on Russia Today anymore, because they don't really exist in there at all. Well, no, there is still an English language channel. They put their stuff on Rumble, right? They still do some stuff on Rumble. I don't know if he's still doing his own things. Yeah. Oh, it's him with the burger.
Of the global capitalist system, and they did this by organizing the economy to serve public good and not the profits of a wealthy few. In the 1990s, when the Soviet Union fell, the USA loved Russia. Russia's economy was in collapse, and people were starving.
Streamception
Boris
going on here, by the
Yeltsin was
way.
Bill Clinton's buddy.
Three
And the USA
layers.
knelt in the
Someone
1996
watch me now.
elections to make
Someone
sure
critique
Yeltsin
me,
got reelected,
because
as he
then we'll
was
have the
backing
fourth
country
layer.
with austerity and shock therapy neoliberal economics. Directed, of course, by George Soros. Now, keep in mind, everything I said up until then is documented fact. The USA did meddle in the elections in Russia. Russia's economy was devastated by shock therapy economics.
Yeah.
The USA did, work with Boris Yeltsin and wreck their economy. Everything I said up until that point is really relevant in U.S. geopolitics and what's going on with Russia. Keep that in mind.
Yep.
But he just sits there and nods because he doesn't know anything about that.
I'm going to predict that Caleb's going to use this as an opportunity to do his a little bit of sorcery, if you will. He's got a magic trick he likes to do, where he doesn't want to appear as being anti-Semitic, for a wide variety of documented reasons, whether that's the book he wrote, Satan at the Fountainhead, the Israeli Lobby, which is a deeply anti-Semitic book. So he starts talking about how the fact that people label him as an anti-Semite because he's mentioned George Soros once. And when anyone hears George Soros, they think it's instantly just a dog whistle, because it is a prominent dog whistle of the alt-right. I will acknowledge that. But in my case, I'm just being factual, and I'm saying factual statements about a wealthy billionaire who spends a lot of money on political parties and stuff like that. So this is all I want to say about this, but I'm not an anti-Semite. So this is going to, I think, be the magic trick.
But then I said the magic words, George Soros. Listen to this. But things in
Dude, I'm so glad George Soros exists, because it's such an easy fucking Nazi like radar for everyone else. It's literally just the JQ. So just so you guys know, like, George Soros is a relatively politically active billionaire. Like, he's on the Democrat side. He's, I guess, relatively progressive. But like, the progressivism of George Soros is like Hillary Clinton tier progressivism, and he's not the only billionaire that does this. There are hundreds of billionaires.
Now, you see that? That tells you everything you need to know about Vaush. I was on there talking about actual events that happened, like shock therapy economics destroying Russia's economy, like the USA meddling in the Russian elections in 1996 to get Boris Yeltsin reelected, like Bill Clinton being the buddy of Boris Yeltsin and the USA getting along with Russia fine as long as their economy was in collapse and people were starving. I'm talking about actual facts. But then I said another actual fact, which is that George Soros was heavily involved. And immediately he just goes to Answer 27B. Well, folks, I have a book here in front of you. This is a best-selling book, not a right-wing book, not a book by a right-winger. This is by Naomi Klein, a leftist, a New York Times best-selling book called The Shock Doctrine.
Right.
This is about the imposition of free market neoliberal economics around the world during the 1990s. And this is what it says. This is what it says. Quote,
it's a good book. I would recommend it.
Sachs' work in Poland had begun before Solidarity's election victory at the request of the communist government.
Wait, I want to hear that again.
Before Solidarity. This is what it says. Quote, Sachs' work in Poland
Sachs' work
had begun before Solidarity's election victory at the request of the communist government. It started with a one-day trip in which he met with the communist government and with Solidarity. It was George Soros, the billionaire financier and currency trader, who had enlisted Sachs to play a more hands-on role.
Oh, this is
Soros and Sachs traveled to...
Yeah, you can have critiques of George Soros that are not anti-Semitic. Absolutely, you can. The reason people say you're anti-Semitic is you wrote a book that was deeply anti-Semitic. You have a deeply, you have a documented piece of literature that you tried to sell that you've stopped selling. There's one copy available for $100, everybody. That the parts of it that are leaked still on the internet are like horrifying, to say the least. You are on camera. You've been on camera multiple times using a lot of dog whistles. Like, if it was just, I once said that George Soros is a bad person, or I don't like George Soros, that's one thing. If you were at a conference and you were talking about a globalist cabal, a satanic globalist cabal with their systems of usury, you are using all of the dog whistles. You got them all in the same sentence. You realize that. I'm not even getting into the LaRue shit. Like, once I discovered the Lyndon LaRue shit, I was like, holy fuck, Caleb is so deeply documented, like, as being, like, the modern face, of, I guess, of Naz Bowlery. Like, the only thing that brings me a lot of joy about Caleb Maupin is that, like, how irrelevant his movement and just basically the power of the authoritarian left has in general. Like, because I think they're mocked by, you know, maybe the socialist left or the anarchist left all the time. And the communist left as well, as just being a bunch of LARPers. He's like, people don't realize that Caleb has set up this like very small movement of book salesmen. Like that's what his whole political movement at the end of the day is, an unpaid workforce of people who sell his books and consider that praxis. And go to conferences where they, again, sell his books, or they do it on the street too. And they'll post about it on their social media. But like, another day of activism, comrades, selling Marxist literature. It's all Caleb's books. I mean, that's kind of a stroke of genius at the end of the day.
Saw together. And as Sachs recalls, I told the Solidarity Group and the Polish government I'd be willing to become more involved to help address the deepening crisis. Soros agreed to cover the costs for Sachs and his colleague David Lipton, a staunch free marketeer economist, then working at the IMF to set up the ongoing mission in Poland. That's not all. Page 296. It gets better. It gets better. It gets better.
I honestly like Caleb's debunkings because they never go after the thing in question. Like, he debunks so many straw people all the time. He was trying to debunk Thought Slime, and like, Thought Slime was not talking about like literal slime. He's like, Thought Slime. You see, real communists, we understand. We don't want things to be gross and slimy and sewage. No, we build cities. True communist. And you're like, what are you talking? What? Burger King? Who are you?
Everyone says Soros, they are anti-Semitic. To go across Eastern Europe, implementing free market reforms and wrecking the economy. Vaush doesn't know that because Vaush is a fucking idiot. All Vaush knows is Soros is a thing that right-wingers say. And so if anyone says Soros, they are anti-Semitic. Oh, he said Soros, he right-wing. Soros right-wing. Soros Democrat. He hates Democrats.
Okay, I gotta hear this in slow motion. Thank you, Caleb. It's been a rough couple of days, but you're always here to deliver.
And so if anyone says Soros, they are anti-Semitic. Oh, he said Soros, he right-wing. Soros right-wing, Soros Democrat, he hates Democrat, he hates Soros, the Soros Jew. He knows none of this. This is a very widely read book. This is a very, very widely read book, The Shock Doctrine. Naomi Klein is a member, I believe, of Democratic Socialists of America. And this is where I learned about George Soros and Jeffrey Sachs and David Lipton's role in
why have we never done Drunk Caleb? I think that's the best one. Have we? I feel like we haven't. I don't remember it being that good. Oh. Okay. I don't want to ruin this newfound gift. Okay, so I'm gonna return to normal speed, and then once he gets to another part where he's acting completely and utterly ludicrous, I will go back to halftime speed.
Follow the Soviet Union. I am talking about a well-documented fact that anyone familiar with the Soviet Union and economics would know about. But the Vaush doesn't know about it.
It was so fast. It happened like 10 seconds later. Oh, thank you, Caleb.
Vaush doesn't know about it. He just knows that George Soros is bad. George Soros is bad. Anyone who mentions George Soros is anti-Semitic. Why would he mention Soros?
2 out of 2.5? I don't know. I don't normally venture into 2.5 because it gets too strange.
So many other liberal billionaires.
I was wrong, and I'm ready to admit that I was wrong. So I'm happy to you know, to just admit to all of you I was wrong. I should have trusted you. 2-5 is far superior in Caleb's case.
I'm not talking about George Soros in the United States, you idiot. I'm talking about George Soros and the role he played in Eastern Europe. I'm talking about something that all kinds of
This is immature. I mean, we have to be adults about this, okay?
I know about who George Soros is. I've studied this stuff. Vaush hasn't. He just has a list of things you're not allowed to say. There's a list of things you're not allowed to say. If anyone says this, that means they right wing.
There's so many other billionaires you can talk about, though. You can add George Soros and critique him, and then you can say, in this specific case, this is going to be why it's related to this. But it's the fact that we keep hearing specific people bring up, and they happen to all be in this group of like super friends that you've assembled. Jackson Hinkle, Haas does it all the time. Like, Haas said George Soros is the real leader of Ukraine. He typed that out. That's a matter of record. It's on the internet. Those are very yikesy things to say. Because, yeah, that does play into anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. You also look quite upset right now.
Bad. Vaush, did Caleb say George Soros? Anyone who says George Soros, bad. This guy is an idiot. Look at that clip. And no one should ever listen to Vaush about anything again. He knows absolutely nothing about what he's talking about. If what Vaush said in that clip is an accurate analysis of what I said, then Naomi Klein is an anti-Semite. That's basically Vaush, according to Vaush, Naomi Klein, the author of this book, The Shock Doctrine, that documents.
No, see, this is a very, very good juxtaposition of someone who is incredibly accredited, a very talented writer, in my opinion, just a seminal journalist, and who has done a huge contribution to the world in terms of her work. I would recommend multiple books by her. No Logo is also very, very good. Read Naomi Klein. She is very, very based. And you. And you, Caleb, and the way you talk and treat these things. Like, this could not be... It's very visually striking. Right way to go about talking and critiquing George Soros. Wrong way to go about talking about and critiquing George Soros.
It's the role of George Soros in the economic demolition of Russia during the 1990s. According to Vaush, Naomi Klein is a Nazi. Because the only reason... Did you hear him on there? The only reason anyone ever mentions George Soros is the JQ. No! We're talking about facts. We are talking about facts. He doesn't even know what I'm talking about. I'm sitting there talking about shock therapy economics. I'm sitting there talking about real, actual facts. And he's just like, oh, he said George Soros. Oh, that means, I mean, that alone.
I told you. It's his magic trick. Oh, nice. He's Caleb reacting to Vaush reacting to the CPI conference.
There are more than 40 people in this room. I hope they were charging $800 a ticket because there's no other way. I know whoever filmed this was a fan of mine because while filming this incredibly embarrassing shit, they zoom in on Burger King and Peter Coffin, you know? I can't believe this. Are they not? Oh, damn.
I'm really happy he has heard himself called Burger King. I didn't know how much he knew about the memes, but now I know he knows. Now I know Caleb knows.
I'm almost disappointed. Well, maybe they just edited it. That is so funny.
None of these people complain about Musk. They don't complain about any other... Like, I rarely hear them complaining about all the tech billionaires. There's a lot of overlap between the ANCAPs and the libertarians and hating on tech billionaires. So they would be able to reach out to those people. They keep saying they want to reach out, which for some reason is the right. They keep saying, like, oh, we need to build the coalition with the right. That's the future of leftism.
This is like the highlight of their lives. Jesus. They look so dorky, dude. Holy shit. Haas is dating Samira Khan. Oh, base.
Okay, now listen to that clip. Now, keep in mind, so there was somebody who came into the conference, and they were there at the very, very end. I mean, it was almost midnight at the very end. And yeah, towards the end, after the Q&A was over, after people were kind of getting up during the Q&A, people had been there since 1 in the afternoon. It was almost midnight. It got a little bit smaller towards the end of the day. So based on this clip of something at the end of the day, he was trying to say, oh, were there even more than 40 people there? Well, there were well over 100 people there, according to a number of people who counted. Jackson Hinkle was saying 120. So, you know, if you add up, you know, I think we counted a certain number of people who came in, but then if you add all the speakers and all the volunteers and all the security guards, it was well over 100. people.
I mean, there's people who are also staying in a hotel nearby, so you can count them. There was a police officer outside. There was the woman who was selling coffee, I think, across the street. That counts as well. There was, I think, there was a school, maybe a couple blocks away. So I mean, we could probably add about, I don't know, maybe 300-400 kids there. There was a hospital, I think, maybe a quarter-mile away that has at least, I'd say, 125 patients who are staying there. Yeah, it was a good turnout. It was a good turnout when you add up all the numbers.
Were there, but you'll notice that that's his only reaction to this. It's like, oh, they look dorky with the flags. Oh, and then from there he goes to Haas is dating Samira Khan. This guy is a fucking high school idiot. He can't understand politics with any level of depth whatsoever. None. So all he's got is like, oh, they're even 40 dorky with the flags. Oh, and then from there he goes to Haas is dating Samira Khan. This guy is a fucking high school idiot. He can't understand politics with...
I mean, I feel seen because I am acting like a child right now. I'm acting just like a very immature juvenile child. So that would be a fair and astute call out right now. If you were like, Lance is a fucking baby kid. Look at him. He's an idiot. I would be like, well, fair dues. Although, you know, between the two of us, I am the one who has been exposing frequently the fact that you, Caleb Maupin, are, yes, very deeply tied to a fuck ton of anti-Semitic shit. There's so much documented shit with you, you know? I haven't even talked about Alexander Dugin or brought in the Duginism or you speaking at the fucking Nazbowl conference led by the man who invented it. Like, what the fuck? Oh, man. Anyways.
Any level of depth whatsoever. None. So all he's got is like, oh, there's even 40 people there.
John Swift, I've been ignoring you for a while, but it's been kind of fun to see. I wanted to see how angry you got. You never accelerated into capitals. I was like, if I wait long enough, you'll hit capitals, right? But right now it's like, yeah, but this is nice. It's quieter. You are a child. I dare you say thag to Caleb in person. I would say thag to Caleb anytime I saw him, you know? I would walk up to Caleb Maupin and say, how are you doing? How have we been? How is life? Whatever you want. I can bring him on the show. He's welcome to be here anytime. He's welcome to come join. He has carte blanche. Caleb does to come on here and talk about his very many a thing. Yes, absolutely. Yes. I may get a bit weird and silly, and we may have to read a couple passages from his books. Again, he always says that though. In his own words, Caleb Maupin has said multiple times, "Why don't you read my books? Why don't you read my books? Like, if you want to see what Caleb Maupin's all about, why don't you read my books?" So we could read some passages from Satan at the Fountainhead, the Israeli Lobby, and why don't we go from there? Like, he could actually give me a personalized reading. That would be nice. I think that would be most fun. We would have a great time.
And look, they're carrying flags, and oh, look, Samira and Haas are dating. I mean, it's like his life is an episode of Beverly Hills 90210. That's how smart this man is. Yeah, let's watch the opening of the conference. Let's see. You think there's more than 40 taking the pledge?
Oh my god, they get them to do the pledge. I forgot about this cult shit. All right, hold on. We got to see this.
Let's watch the opening of the conference. Let's see. You think there's more than 40 people here?
All beliefs.
All right.
No, there's no one saying no one was there. I'm just laughing at the fact that you're taking this so seriously. Like, seriously to the point where you were adding staff members to your numbers. Like, what are you, Trump? What is going on?
No, is that more than 40
races,
people
all colors,
taking the
all
pledge of unity?
nationalities, all beliefs.
Oh my god, it's so
More than
creepy.
40 people? More than 40 people?
There's Caleb's books. I told you. There's the book stand. There's the revolution. There's the whole point of this whole thing. Look, everyone. Feast your eyes upon Marxist literature. Breadtube serves imperialism. Good. That'll start the revolution, comrades. Let's buy a bunch of Breadtube serves imperialism.
Was that more than 40 people? More than 40 people? I don't know. That room looks like it has more than 40 people in it, Vaush. It's just a lying sack of shit. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, right?
You fucking LARPers. This is so sad.
Look at this, right? You know, people standing. I mean, that is all you should ever listen. Look at that room.
The LARP is too strong.
I think there is.
It's the simultaneous fusion of cringe and LARP. Oh, it's too much. It's too powerful for me. I cannot. I have to look away. I'm sorry. I can't watch anymore. It broke me. I've never seen such LARP and cringe in such quantities in my entire life.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we are prepared to conduct many a human sacrifices in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your humble yet incompetent jesters, trying in vain to bring some levity into your life. To our Lord Trevor R., we give you thanks for this meager plot of land for us to toil away our pathetic existence. To our brave knights, Carl Wauer, Tony, D.M. Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Mayred, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruben Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Nate, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Coulter Smith, Jenna Tal, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multimondi, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojak, Saren 42, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Agent NDN, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We salute our mighty heroes off to conquest some bread in some far-off land.